Men were designed to work. Let's talk about it. What's going on, Closer to God Ministries? Welcome back to another righteous, spirit-filled episode. Today, I hope to get you closer to the truth, closer to the kingdom, and closer to the will of God. Hallelujah, amen. We got to give him all the glory, all the praise, all the honor, because he is truly deserving of it. Before I go any further, I want you to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so, and turn your notifications on so you can see when I'm posting new content. Also, if you need prayer, I want you to leave your name and a brief description down below so I can pray for you, because I know somebody is out there going through it. You may be experiencing something like Craig, who we're going to watch here in a minute. Also, if you want to support the channel, I want you to check out the link in the description for the coldest water and bulksupplements.com. I've left you 2 special discount codes below. Today, man, I want to share an important message as we react to this video with a homeless man named Craig and stress to you the importance of men were designed to work. Men were designed to labor. And even though we're going to hear his story, hear a little bit of his life, I want to tell you that I'm going to read to you some scriptures in here that are going to tell you why laboring, why working as a man is so important. Let's get into it.
And how long have you been here on Skid Row?
Since 2000.
Since 2000. What happened to you that you ended up down here?
Just too lazy, didn't want to work.
You just didn't feel like working?
Yeah.
So living down here is no responsibility?
Yes.
No hassles?
No hassles.
Very simple.
We got to stop right here, man. And you see this guy, he's pretty much saying, you know, the reason he's homeless, the reason he's on Skid Row is because he's lazy. He doesn't want to work. You know, he finds it simple just being homeless and not having the responsibilities. And I want to read to you some scriptures that will show you that we were created to work and why laziness is a sin. There are many ways in which people sin. You know, his is laziness. Let's read from 2 Thessalonians chapter 3, verse 10. For even when we were with you, we would give you this command: if anyone is not willing to work, let him not eat. And for the homeless people that I've had the pleasure of working with, you know, one thing they struggle with is getting food. And, you know, for all the people dumpster diving out there, you know, I know a lot of homeless people that want opportunity, that want employment, that, you know, want stable employment. So let's see what Craig has to say.
Very simple.
You go to the mission to get your dinner?
Yes, I do.
And breakfast probably?
Yes.
How about lunch?
I eat on the road.
Yeah. Do you panhandle?
Yes.
And what about drugs? Do you do any of the drugs that are down here?
Weed and drink beer.
That's it?
Yeah.
So that's nothing compared to what else goes on around here.
Yeah.
And then,
so some of you might watch this and say, man, this guy is lazy and he panhandles, but everybody has their own vice and own problems. So I recommend that before you start casting judgment on what he's doing and his laziness and how he chooses to live his life, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Even though he says he likes to drink beer and smoke weed, somebody has to be funding this. And who's funding it? It's the people that donate money as he panhandles. And I want to tell you that even if you give money and this kind of deters you from helping out the homeless, don't let this guy deter you from donating, because God knows your heart. If you're giving in order to help somebody, it's not on you what they do with the money. God knows your heart and you're giving back to those in need. He's in need of a lot of prayer, you know, prayer that can pull him up out of the slump of laziness more than anything.
And then where do you sleep?
Anywhere on the streets.
Wherever you can?
Yeah.
How old are you?
49.
49. And tell me about your childhood.
I just grew up in a household. My parents, they work.
No abuse?
No abuse. No drugs.
No nothing?
Just work.
You just don't feel like taking on the responsibility
of work,
of life and work and having a job and paying bills and all that. And do you think you're happy? Do you feel like you're happy this way?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you seem pretty content.
Man, this is definitely powerful, because you know, at the end, the guy asked him if he was happy, and he said yes. But he's 49 years old. He's homeless. doesn't really have a solid place to stay other than the street, eats from the shelters, panhandles for money. This is the life that he chooses to live. And, you can't make anybody do anything that they don't want to do. They have to have a genuine interest in wanting better for themselves. And in the end of this video, you'll see that he does realize that the life that he's living isn't what he wants, but maybe he doesn't know how to get himself to a better position, a better quality of life. Maybe not as we know it with this, high paying job and stuff like that, but just being able to maintain himself and to be able to get off of the street. I also want to read to you Proverbs chapter 10, verses 4 through 5. A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich. He who gathers in summers is a prudent son, but he who sleeps in the harvest is a son who brings shame. And that is so powerful, so purposeful in watching interviews like this, because, he talks about his childhood, and parents often think that they did something wrong. But this guy admits that his parents were hardworking people. He had both parents. He was an only child, but he was lazy. This is where I tell you, parents, it is very important that you don't spoil your children to, the end and back. Make sure, you give them everything that they need, some of the things that they want. But if you give them everything that they want and need, chances are you're going to be promoting and producing a lot of laziness.
And where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
I couldn't tell you. Just have my life. Not necessarily in an apartment or anything. Just doing right.
And did you feel like you're not doing right now?
Yeah.
What's going on now?
Oh, just like my clothes are dirty. No shower. Just doing right.
Yeah, that's easy to fix.
So as you see it, when the guy asked him if he was happy, he said yes. He's finding some sort of enjoyment, doing what he's doing, panhandling, not working, smoking weed, drinking beer, probably whenever he has the money to do so. But ultimately, there's a void there that is not being filled, and he knows he needs to be doing something more. And the only thing that we can do for any time we meet somebody like this is pray for them, help out wherever we can, because this is still a child of God. This is somebody's son. I don't think he has any children or anything like that. But this is still a brother right here. So we must help him out, even though he seems a little bit lazy, even though he acknowledges his laziness. You still have to show him love that can pull him closer to God and help fill that void of, what he's currently filling it with, which is laziness, drinking beer, and smoking weed.
Excellent. Do you have any other family? Are your parents still around?
No.
So it's just you?
Yeah.
Were you an only child?
Yes.
Okay. And do you have any girlfriends or anything like that? No kids?
No.
Okay. Do you ever have anything like that? You've never had relationships? Never had?
I've had one relationship with Lori.
I got to stop you right there, because I don't know what it is, but we are plagued with this right now in America, where people aren't wanting to work. They have fast food restaurants and these small businesses that are offering more per hour than they ever have before, and they still can't find people to work. As many of you watch this, I guarantee you know somebody that's lazy but not homeless. And it's very important that you relate to this, because your laziness could ultimately end you up homeless if you desire not to work. And there's been a lot of free handouts, a lot of freebies that the government has given out, and it's making people lazy. This is one reason why you don't want to be entitled, why you don't want to be spoiled, because you think that the world owes you something. And there's no telling how much, Craig spends on a daily basis on drinking beer, maybe, smoking weed, because, having a drug addiction, whether it's cigarettes, weed, or whatever the vice is not cheap. And somebody is funding this, and this is the people that help him out when he panhandles. But this is still a brother, a child of God.
And it was a good one. It lasted for like a couple years. And we went about our separate ways. I still talk to her. She's good. She's a nice person. She's just not really my type. She's sort of fat. Rather than that.
Whoa, did not expect him to say that, because, if you look at his current circumstances, his current situations, you know, he still was wanting a relationship, and he has a type, I guess, of woman, and he said because he is fat. But you know, this is definitely some craziness right here. But like I said, ultimately, man, this is still a child of God. But if he couldn't find a relationship, I guess I guarantee you he would think differently if a woman would not talk to him because he is homeless. And he's very fortunate and blessed that Lori even entertained him because of his lifestyle.
Do you have any friends?
No, I got friends. I got a lot of associates. I call them associates.
People that you see a lot on the
Yeah,
street,
exactly.
but they're not really like tight friends.
No.
And your health is good. You feel fine.
Yeah.
And when you say drinking weed, you don't get out of control with that, or
No.
you do?
Actually, I don't.
You don't.
No.
You're just avoiding all the stress of life.
Yeah. Yeah.
You picked the right city to do that in. LA's warm enough. I guess. Warmer than it is. You've seen some crazy stuff down here in Skid Row, right?
Actually, I haven't. I've heard about it, but I haven't seen it.
So where do you tend to stay away from the
Drama?
The drama here?
Yes.
Yeah. So you're sleeping somewhere closer to downtown, or
Yeah.
Federal Building, or something like
To the
that?
missions.
I'm sorry.
I sleep closer to the missions.
Oh, I see. Okay. Cool.
It's safe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you for talking to me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Be safe out there.
I will.
So there you have it, man. I want to stress to you the importance of why men were created. Men were designed and created to labor, to have dominion over everything on this earth. And when you get away from that, you put yourself in some pretty extreme circumstances and situations. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe. Check out the link in the description because I'm only shooting it gun barrel straight. Bow.